Hi, guys, and happy Friday. It is Friday. Hope you're having a beautiful day. We're having a very, very cold day here. We had 65 yesterday, and when I got up this morning, it was 20 degrees. So, how do you adapt to that? You know what I mean? But, you know, winter in the northeast, I guess, right? So, today we're going to talk about Exotica, old and new. Exotica has always been one of my favorite genres. I've been collecting it for years, and there are companies like Dionysus keeping Exotica alive and still pressing Exotica, keeping up with new Exotica bands, which I think is wonderful. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. The sun is out, but it is so cold, so very, very cold. And all right, let's jump into the records. Probably do about, I guess I'll do about 45 minutes or so. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. I am going to start out with one of my favorite Exotica albums, and that is Kapu, Forbidden. The exciting sounds of Milt Raskin. This is beautiful. Hi, Trish. This is beautiful Exotica. This is on red vinyl also. Beautiful red vinyl. This is on the Crown, on Crown Records. And Milt Raskin is one of the greatest of the Exotica artists. Hi, old radios. Yeah, this one is amazing. He's one of the greatest of. There are two, I guess, maybe lesser known Exotica artists that are favorites of mine, and one of these is Milt Raskin. Beautiful. This is an amazing album. Absolutely amazing. Of course, we have the great, the one, the only Arthur Lyman. This one is Bahia. Great, great. I mean, I don't know. It could be. I don't know because it's old. Kapu. Let's see when this came out. There's a date on it. Some things have been released on CD. Some have not. This is probably late 50s, early 60s. It's hard to say, but it's very, very well worth looking for, Trish. All right. All right, Bahia. Arthur Lyman, the one and only Arthur Lyman. Just a great Exotica artist, of course. One of the masters, along with Les Baxter, and just a beautiful thing. Bahia. The other master, Martin Denny. This one is Hypnotique, the exotic sounds of Martin Denny. Another great one. Yeah, he's great. Martin Denny is amazing. But this one is a little bit harder to get. A lot of these don't put years on them. This one could be probably early 60s by the look of the cover. But it is very mid-century looking, and it's very, 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 very cool. Okay, here's the other, possibly lesser known, but one of my favorite Exotica artists, and that would be Gene Rains' and his group. This is another Exotica artist. If you're not familiar, is a must, an absolute must. Gene Rains. This one is Lotus Land on Decca. Beautiful stuff. Highly, highly recommend Gene Rains. Next Gene Rains is Rains in the Tropics. Look at this beautiful thing. Absolutely amazing. Another Gene Rains, Far Across the Sea. Absolutely. I mean, a must. Gene Rains, you have to grab. If you do like Exotica, this is absolute. He's an absolute must. Another Arthur Lyman, Taboo. Obviously, one of the classics. Just beautiful hi-fi record. Very fun. Some of the greatest music on earth, Exotica. I've loved it for a very long time. Taboo Volume 2. This one is a little harder to get. There are some of Martin Denny's, Lyman's, Les Baxter. There's certain ones that are harder to get your hands on, and this is one. Great cover on that, isn't it? Just so great. Here's one that is very difficult to come by, Jungle Jazz. This is remarkable. Les Baxter's Jungle Jazz. This is an actual test pressing, if you can see that. This is a test pressing. So very, very interesting piece. 1959. It even smells like a test pressing. You know, that oddball test pressing smell. But this is one of my favorite things in the collection. Yeah, and acetate. That weird smell. It is really beautiful. I believe, please return to editorial department. I believe that someone put it in the sleeve to keep it, or maybe it's just a testing of the sleeve, but just the coolest piece ever. Coolest piece ever. All right, this is interesting. The colorful percussion of Arthur Lyman. Now, the interesting thing about this is that it was released like this, as a single, as a flat album cover like this. And it was released as a gatefold also. So, I don't know. But the cool thing, all right, my gatefold is autographed by Arthur Lyman. And this was actually given to me. We were talking the other day, Old Radios, about DeSoto. DeSoto gave me this for Christmas one year. And I was like, are you kidding me? I mean, it was one of my favorites. And he gave me this autographed gatefold copy. Absolutely amazing. And it's a demo, not for sale. So somebody in a store somewhere probably had this signed by Arthur when he was in, but it's just amazing. But interesting, right? That they did it as a single album cover and a gatefold. Very interesting. And that's not the only one that was released like that. And we'll get to the other one in a little bit. Here's another beautiful early Les Baxter. Just beautiful. Look at this. The Sacred Idol. Very, very exotic. Beautiful cover on this. The Feathered Serpent and the Aztecs. Absolutely beautiful. Temple of Gold, the Pyramid of the Sun, Acapulco, Garden of the Moon. Really beautiful stuff. Uh, Beautiful. Kai Winding and Kenny Burrell, one of my favorites. If you've not heard this, it's just remarkable. This is really, really good. Yeah, there's nothing better to chill to than Exotica, with the exception of New Age, because I do love my New Age, and that's a very chill, great chill. I mean, I go to New Age all the time, especially on Sirius XM Spa. That's what I put on when I'm cleaning the house, or you know, doing dishes, cooking, whatever. But anyway, yeah, Kai Winding, Kenny Burrell, beautiful stuff. Another Arthur Lyman, Hawaiian Sunset. This one is volume 2. Very cool. Arthur Lyman, man, he was prolific. He put a lot of stuff out. Classic, Quiet Village, The Exotic Sounds of Martin Denny. Martin Denny, I mean, the master. Quiet Village was written by Les Baxter and recorded by just about every Exotica artist out there, but Martin Denny, very, very, very well known for it, and one of the most beautiful songs of all time. And I adore it. I never get sick of this song, you know. Okay, here's the other one that came out on Gatefold and regular. So here, this is Percussion Spectacular featuring Yellowbird. Take 5 with Dave Brubeck, absolutely. I never ever get sick of that song. I could hear it a million times. So this is just a single jacket, a single record jacket, and this one is a gatefold. So very fun. I don't know which came first, the gatefold or the single, but it's pretty cool. Pretty interesting, right? Les Baxter, Ports of Pleasure. More beautiful exotic stuff. We have Tahiti, we have Shanghai, we have City of Vales, we have Hong Kong, Ceylon, Bombay. Beautiful. Exotica, the music of armchair travel, right? All right, the famous trio, the famous trilogy. We have the sounds of Martin Denny, Exotica. Some of these you see more than others, but this one is Exotica. That one is the sounds of Martin Denny. This one is the exciting sounds of Martin Denny and Exotica 2. And then we have the exotic sounds of Martin Denny on Exotica 3. So this is that famous Exotica trilogy. These are just amazing. Yeah, some of them aren't. Like when I bought these, they weren't. A lot of these were not, and I found a lot of these in Charlie's store. But there are certain ones of these that you will pay a lot of money for now because they're not as common. Like what was that? Jungle Jazz, very hard to get. Some of the taboos. This one, for example, Les Baxter's Tamboo. Not that easy to come by anymore. Some of them are very common, like Exotica and Quiet Village and things like that. But there are other more obscure ones that people didn't know. So this is a really beautiful album cover. Look at this. Only the diehards back in the mid-century were buying them all. You know what I mean? Other people bought an album or two when they came back from an exotic vacation, like Hawaii or something back in the day. Um, the grandfather or godfather, whatever you want to call him, of Exotica, Corla Pandit, one and only Corla Pandit. Just great stuff. He actually had a show on TV where he didn't say anything. He just stared into the camera and played exotic music. And it said housewives all over fell in love with him. Crazy, right? And this is on blue vinyl. This is really beautiful. And what album? This is, yeah, Fantasy, the Fantasy label. I have him on 10-inch. I have other Corlas, but this is the one I pulled today. Really great. It was me and Manic Mark discovered Corla Pandit around the same time. I know. He would stare at the camera and just play. Just like that. Just like that. Never said a word. It had to be very exotic and kind of seduce the mid-century housewife, I guess. Very fun. Very, very fun. Ima Sumac is another one that I would have brought out, but I couldn't find her quickly. I didn't have her with these other ones, but I have almost all of hers, and she is a true Exotica artist. Just great stuff. All right, another Exotica artist that's very well known is Esquivel, and this one is Other Worlds, Other Sounds. Really, really cool stuff. Yeah, Ima Sumac. Yeah, she's great. She was also in a movie in the 50s. It was like an Exotica movie, even. I remember DeSoto sent me that also because he knew I was really into her. So, yeah, Esquivel, Other Worlds, Other Sounds. Very good stuff. All right, now I'm going to get into new Exotica. Dionysus is very, very good at keeping Exotica alive. And the first one I have here is the Exotic Sounds of Jerry's Son. This is a Dionysus pressing. I believe this is a repress of obscure early Exotica. And this is on red vinyl. Beautiful. And this is just a beautiful thing from Dionysus. I absolutely love that label. They do so much good stuff. He does Taboo, Tiki, and Quiet Village on here. So, always great. Baxter's Quiet Village, Tiki by Baxter. Taboo by Lacona. Beautiful stuff. Oh, yeah, I know you do, Trish. I know you like Esquivel because I know you've put him on some of your mixes. He's really great. Another beautiful Dionysus compilation, Exotica. Look at this. This has Robert Drosnin on it. Great. More modern Exotica artist. Exotica 78, yeah. Very, very, very early. Like there were some things by Les Baxter. By Les Baxter on 78. I had a book set by Les Baxter called Perfume. And it was very exotic. It was theremin was involved, and it was called Perfume, and it had a Salvador Dali cover. I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm thinking of. It was like, a 78 book set. Really cool. So at least Les Baxter was on 78, yes. So I think Arthur Lyman and Martin Denny were not. I think they were already into the very early 60s when they got really popular. There's so many interesting records out there. I mean, come on. We could go crazy with that. We have Lushy on here, another very modern Exotica band. Clouseau, another one. The Tiki Tones are on here. Just really, really, really great. Carla Pundit, named after Carla Pandit. Very, very fun. The Lagoon at Midnight. This is a great, great compilation, of course, by Dionysus. Let's see, is this on artwork on the cover done by Tiki Tony. Very cool. Very, very cool. I love this. And you actually do get a print, an art print of this with the record. I think Dionysus is a must for every record collector. You can go insane. Yeah, you still didn't get that? It still hasn't been shipped? He better give you tracking so you can watch it as it goes along its journey, because sometimes I don't trust these sellers. Maybe he's looking for a box for it. That happens, They put these things online and then they don't even have a box to ship it. Or they realize they don't have a box to ship it. All right, next up, New Exotica. This is the Martini Kings doing Palm Springs Serenade. Beautiful stuff. This is what do you call it? 100 how does this go? 100 of this on clear vinyl is all that was ever made on clear vinyl. The band got 15 of those. So 80 the rest 85 were available to the public. So mine is number 35 of 85, 34 of 85. And they sent a personal letter and signed, and Lee Joseph of Dionysus Records right there. Very cool. So this is, and it's such a great album. And yes, it is the clear vinyl. Very, very cool. Yeah, great artwork. It's very shag-like, isn't it? This looks like the artist Shag. I'm not sure, but beautiful. Another great modern Exotica, Kava Khan, Tiki for the Atomic Age. Look at that. Hi, Susie. Trish is taking notes. She loves Exotica too. This is just beautiful. This has Chinese Surfer, Turkish Honey, The Exotic Traveler, Polynesia Poppies. Really great stuff. I just love this. Exotica Electronica flows like lava. Very beautiful. All these are Dionysus. Okay, more New Exotica. This is the Tiki Tones. Play songs for the suburban savage. What a great cover, right? This is another Dionysus. Yes, grasshopper. Yes, grasshopper. All right. Let's see. On this one, we have Spectre, Detector, Zombie Hut, Typhoon Man, Kontiki, One Mint Julep, High Seas Drifter. Coral play drum. Ku play bass. Lono play guitar. Lord Wahini play organ. That's what it says over here. Very, very, very cool. And then it says Kapuna and Hana. Wait, hold on. Kapuna and Hana Kokoleli play more drum. It's so great. Really, really fun. Look at that. And Denise's does sponsor something called Tiki Oasis every year. It's like a weekend getaway that is kind of like like you would go to a Star Trek convention or a horror convention or something like that. This is a convention for like a vacation weekend for all people that love Exotica and tiki culture, and it's just the coolest thing ever. I believe it's in either Las Vegas or California, but it looks like the coolest thing ever. And they put out like limited edition 45s, 7-inch 45s that go with the with that year's tiki convention. I've got a few of those. I always buy them from Denise's because it's just so fascinating, and I love new Exotica because I love Exotica. All right, another great new Exotica, the Bomboras, Savage Island. Great, great stuff. We have Monsoon, Knuckle Dragger, the Hollow, Earthquake, Spanish Fly, the Seventh Veil, Creature from the Lava Lagoon. I've played stuff from these in the past on podcasts, and just great stuff. Just so great. Okay, then this next band, more of the same, but I really love them. I have a bunch of their stuff. This is the Stereophonic Space Sound Unlimited. Great stuff. The Spooky Sound Sessions. This stuff is so great. Sitar Jerk, Robotech. This is Exotica, but it's a little more electronica, and it's so great. I believe that Carm would go crazy for this. So we have this one, the Spooky Sound Sessions. Lost TV Themes. How cool is that? We have the Bossa Nova Squad. We have Space Corla Rides Again. Theme from the Organizer. Black Cat Mystery. Shark Surfing Girl. Revenge of the Belly Dancer. Really, really, really cool stuff. These are just amazing. And then the Fluid Sound Box. Also by Stereophonic Space Sound Unlimited. Great, great band. Just so awesome. This one is on red vinyl. Very, very beautiful. Dragon City, Mummy Walk, Budapest Incident, Girl from Acapulco, APM. What is it? No, what does APM stand for? I could look it up right here. Oh, okay. I didn't know it was called that. It's very, very, very interesting. Wow, I'm gonna have to look into that some more. I did not know it was called that, but that is very cool. All right. Then we have this beautiful thing. I showed this briefly in a live with Raymond. This is the Technicolor Paradise Rum Rhapsodies and Other Exotic Delights. This is a huge box set of Exotica. Very, very cool. There's a book. I guess it's like kind of like archival music, right? Um like is it like internet archives where there's all kinds of stuff and it's not copyrighted, or is there all kinds of stuff there? Yeah, I'm gonna check it out for sure. So in here you got 3 LPs, and you have a book, a beautiful book. And the first LP is called Daiquiri Dirges. The second is Rum Rhapsodies, and the third is Mai Tai Mambos. And this is just beautiful because they have labels of original releases on here. Very obscure, very rare records, and it's just a beautiful thing to look through. And then we have some album covers. Again, very, very obscure and rare pieces on here. Just amazing. And there's a lot to take in here. A little bit about different bands that were doing Exotica at the time. And there was a lot of work put into this set, and it's just a beautiful thing. What did I just say about Quiet Village here? The Five Glow Tones doing Quiet Village. Now, whoever heard the Five Glow Tones doing it, this is really obscure, really cool stuff. And Rum Rhapsodies and Other Exotic Delights. This was put out by I'm not sure what that label is. I have to open one of these records. I still don't know. There's just a symbol, and this is the record label right here. So if that looks familiar to you, just an amazing thing. Another highly recommended piece. So that is our Exotica for today. So Trish, I hope you got some ideas for some new Exotica and some old Exotica that maybe you didn't know about. It's just great stuff. So anyway, I'm definitely going to be looking into that APM music. I'm really intrigued by that. And Trish, do you have any gigs coming up? I know spring, when spring comes, you'll be active again for sure. But I know you do indoor shows also, so a lot of indoor shows. This is a really cool box set. I'm really into this. Oh, that's right. You do Earth Day every year, yeah. And they do that in like the park, right? That's pretty cool. So that'll be here before I can't do this. goodness, not with my hand. Um, yeah, Earth Day. I know you do that every year. Very, very cool. But so I'm working on the next podcast. I don't know when I'll do it. Saturday or one day next week. We'll see. Because tomorrow we have our 50th anniversary dinner with the Record King. It's really exciting. Susie, are you a fan of Exotica? It's one of the most beautiful musics. I mean, I try to make the Aloha Bar very exotic and make it feel like I'm in an Arthur Lyman album cover. You know what I mean? Oh my God. It was like 65 degrees yesterday. And then this morning when I got up, it was 20. So yeah, I don't think you'll be riding your bike this week. It's so windy. It'll blow you right over. Yeah, I know. Who doesn't love Exotica, right? But it is so cold today. I have my shorts on, because it's what I do. But oh God, that's really funny. I understand what you mean, though. Incidental music or music, background music, or I guess. Oh, hi, Carm. You're here too. Okay, yeah. Well, New Age and Exotica are two of my favorite genres because it is go-to music for me. It's very, very relaxing, all of it, And so it just makes sense that you would love it also, But yeah, we showed a ton of it. I still have a ton more, but I didn't take out like the later Arthur Lymans or because Arthur Lyman kept going all the way to like the early 70s, maybe into the 70s, but the later stuff was not as exotic as the early mid-century stuff, and that's what I like the best. That's why I like Milt Raskin and Gene Rains and Jerry Sun, real Exotica. You know what I mean? Because Les Baxter was a little bit of a regular band leader in the beginning, and then he wrote Quiet Village, and then he went into this little Exotica thing that influenced a lot of people. Yeah, there is a lot of intertwining, like Kai Winding and Kenny Burrell, like the jazz and Exotica crossover, stuff like that. And yes, there's a ton of New Age music that is very exotic, with the world music sound and all that. Music for TV dinners. That sounds really fun. I don't know if Arthur Lyman became a lawyer. All I know is that he kept making records for a very long time. And I believe he died in 2002 of throat cancer. Yeah, those that's some of my favorite stuff is the exotic New Age and things that combine a lot of very exotic world music. I've always loved Indian music, Tibetan music, stuff like tribal music. So, and a lot of New Age artists do use it, and a lot of interesting exotic instruments too, as we know. So I like to sometimes I consider Gurdjieff exotic, and sometimes I consider him avant-garde. It's very, very hard to categorize somebody like Gurdjieff. Yeah, we don't know where Manic Mark went. We were talking about that last live, Trish. We wish he would come back. I hope he's okay. I know he was on a major health kick and he was working out and jogging and doing all that stuff. So I'm sure he's healthy. I just don't know where he went. He was such a great artist and so much fun. And I haven't heard from him in a very long time. And I miss him, you know. We did that collaboration on the Exotica Jungle piece back in the day, which I did release on vinyl very recently. Bad Habits covers. Yes, he loved those. And we were talking about those, the Bad Habits covers, the Cheesecake covers, and the ultra crazy religious covers. And he turned me on to a couple of religious or hi Neil, you made it. Cool. Yep, I know. Exotica is a great genre. I've loved it forever and I still love it to this day. But we went through a ton of stuff. So you probably have to go back and watch it from the beginning because I included some new Exotica in here, which is very, very, very cool. And the other thing I wanted to say to you old radios is yes, Burton and the Steak Knife of Destiny. It was just so funny. So funny. He's another one that I miss a lot. So yeah, bizarre private press stuff like one-offs or even independent press, you know. He used to do those he used to collect those poetry. Remember those poetry things or people would send in their poem. It had a name. I can't remember what it was called now. But people would send in their poem into a contest and they'd get chosen and then they'd get to do that. Old age is hell. That sounds very funny. It sounds fun. It does. There's so many great things out there. I mean, record collecting is crazy. It's one of those hobbies that has no end. Absolutely no end, because every single day that you collect, you can find something that you've never heard before. You can find something new. There's so much out there. And when we started collecting, there was a lot more out there. I mean, now you have to search for it. Now you have to really search because we don't have the kind of stores like Charlie's anymore. And the stuff that comes into the thrift stores is absolute crap. Yeah, Manic Mark was great. He was great. He needs to come back. I wish we could find him. Well, I started collecting records when I was 11 years old, so that's a long time ago. But at the time I was collecting, you know, rock and roll. I was collecting punk, glitter, rock and roll. And it was only later when I got heavily into record collecting that I started collecting that I started finding obscure things, you know. And once I discovered Charlie in '78, that was just, you know, remarkable. And there was film. It was what was it? One of my favorite Mickey Rourke films, Angel Heart. And there's one segment in there where they play Girl of My Dreams by Glenn Gray on a 78 player. And I went crazy looking for that record. And I could never find it. I have Girl of My Dreams by other bands, by other 78 bands, but Glenn Gray's version, never found it. You know, I got a ton of cylinders too, but I have so many 78s. There are just so many. It's hard not to rescue them, you know, because it's just amazing to me that they've survived all this time. So you don't want to leave them behind when you see them. Yeah, the cadenzas are nice. So anyway, guys, that was the 45 minutes. Unless you want to keep going, I am ready to sign off. Let me know what you want to talk about next. There's certain things that would be too difficult, you know, like it's gonna have to be specific categories because like just showing 78s or something, it just won't work. I got too many. But I can do the same thing I do here. Do with LPs, just grab a handful and go through them. Oh, really? I wonder. You know what? I wouldn't think. I would think that Exotica would have been worldwide, but it could have been a U.S. phenomenon. You know what I mean? Because mid-century, people started traveling. People were able to fly more affordably. You know, the average person could fly and go to Hawaii or whatever. And whereas before it was only for the rich, you know. And mid-century, I would say London was, or England was still recovering from World War II bombings. So I think people were a little less likely to care about exotic locations. You know what I mean? Like there has to be a reason for that. But thank God we have Discogs and eBay and things like that where things are available to everyone, you know, all over the world, from all over the world. And that makes it a little easier to find, you know, the things you're looking for if they're not available around you. Yeah, I'm a big fan of film too, old radios. I'm a very big fan of films, and I have a lot of antique cameras. I don't know if you remember that video from 15 years ago, maybe, or more, showing the antique cameras, because I had the same kind of camera that Diane Arbus used, the same kind that Ouija used. You know, I love all that stuff. Yeah, no, that's cool, Carm. I mean, 14 straight into New Age. I mean, you found your niche, and I didn't get heavily into New Age music until like 1980. And then it was, I listened to it constantly. I delved heavily into it. You know, like, I guess the first things I got into were Windham Hill, but it just like branched out from there. Wow. I have a ton of 45s and I never cataloged them. So going back, I was, because I was talking about this to Peter and Joe recently, that at this point I have so many 45s and I've never cataloged, that I could never go back and catalog them now because it would take me the rest of my life. And I just don't have that patience. You know what I mean? Definitely don't have that kind of patience. But yeah, it's an amazing hobby, obsession, whatever you want to call it, because it's not just something for us to look at, it's something for us to hold and listen to and feel. There's so much to it, and it's so great. Yeah, Windham Hill is great. I know what you mean, Trish. This autocorrect can drive anybody crazy. I know. Um, yeah, the environment ones are cool too. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's when I first heard it, and I just ran with it, you know? Yeah, it was definitely about 1980, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I used to hear things like, like when you went to like New Age store. Remember, back in the day, you would have like, they weren't really New Age stores yet, but they were like hippie stores. And I would go, to get crystals or my incense or whatever, and they would have this beautiful music playing in the background. And um, very often they would have a display of CDs, and that I bought a lot of my CDs that way, back in the day, the New Age ones. So, and then I met you, and you turned me on to a lot of good stuff, and very fun. Yeah, Liz Story, excellent. There's so much great music out there. I could go on forever. George Winston, yeah, these are all Windham Hill artists. Yeah, great stuff. I love their Christmas. I love the Windham Hill Christmas CDs. They're just beautiful. But Shadowfax, one of my favorites. Carmy like them. One of my absolute favorites. Shadowfax. Wow. Yeah, metaphysical stores. Yes, yes, yes. That's where I used to get them. And they used to have a lot of nature music and in Indian, how do you call it? Andean music, like from the Andes, and the pan flute music and all that. And yeah, that's basically where I started with it. Yeah, Shadowfax is an amazing band. Amazing band. And I still, to this day, love metaphysical stores. Love them. I love to walk in and smell the incense and feel the atmosphere. It's just really, really, really cool. Night Noise. That's the one. Night Noise. No, I think it had a different name. The New Jersey band that you sent me the album one holiday. Didn't they have Night in there? It wasn't Night Noise. It was something else. Nights. I just looked at the album the other day. You know what I'm talking about? I don't think it wasn't Night Stalker, but you know what I'm talking about. Night Crawlers, that's it. That's it. Great one. They're from Hackettstown, New Jersey, which is only about, it's a little ways from me. It's like around where Dover, where the Dover store is. It's up by that up that way. So anyway, guys, we're going on almost an hour now, and it was really, really, really great hanging out with you guys once again, and we'll do it We'll do it soon. Don't worry. And I love you all for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me, for having some fun conversation. And I'll see you all very soon. Have a magical, mystical, musical Friday. Thursday. It is actually Thursday. And I'll talk to you all very, very soon. Love you all. Thanks again for being here, guys.